For both men and women, one of the top personal concerns over the past few decades has been worsening hair loss. Institutions have invested a great amount of money and research to address this quandary, and many prospective treatments have arisen as a result.
What's unique about human hair growth is that we're one of the only species that our hair grows in a cyclical nature. For us, our hair is in 3 different cycles: anagen, catagen, and telogen. And that's a continuing cycle where 90% of our hairs are in the anagen phase at all times, and that can last anywhere from 2 to 7 years. Once the anagen growth process stops, it goes into catagen, in which the dermal papilla releases the hair shaft and it separates, and then it moves into telogen, which is approximately about 10% of our hairs are always in telogen phase. And that's the resting phase in which the hair then falls out and anagen starts again. Hair loss is due to dihydrogenous testosterone, which is a subset of regular testosterone that hits the follicles that are susceptible mostly on the top of the head. Aside from DHT, there are also other reasons that can do with circulation, medications, it can have something to do with illness, and something that we call scarring alopecias, which tend to change the skin itself on the scalp. But those are the common causes of hair loss.
One of the greatest challenges with hair loss treatments is that people look for one ultimate solution. In reality, the answer is far more complex. People spend an exuberant amount of money on lotions, potions, over-the-counter foams and shampoos, pills, medications, vitamins, and expensive surgeries without addressing the underlying cause of their hair loss. As we learn more about how the body grows and loses hair, we can create effective and affordable methods for hair restoration.
Unfortunately, as we age, not only do our platelets go down, we prioritize them. Our body just by design prioritizes organs that it perceives to be more important than hair. And the goal is to trick the body into creating these blood pathways and restoring these healing mechanisms to the hair follicle. The other core component is we can actually introduce fresh growth factors, signaling mechanics that will essentially look at the hair follicle as if it's a construction site or running a diagnostics report on it. And it will begin to essentially recode it and restore the signaling process that we're losing from the impact of DHT.
While there have been numerous options to help curb hair loss, MAXIM has developed minimally invasive technology-based long-term solutions that are affordable and effective in restoring hair loss.
One of the reasons I started MAXIM is because most clinics or centers out there have a one-size-fits-all solution. So if you walk into a hair restoration clinic, they may just offer FUE or FUT or PRP or SMP. And unfortunately, hair loss is very complex. The one-size-fits-all solution doesn't work. So at MAXIM, we decided to develop a broad spectrum of solutions, both surgical and non-surgical. But the idea was to customize it to every patient, to every client. So at MAXIM, our premise and approach is to take every client, every patient individually and personalize and customize the solution to their needs.
Patient care is enormously important to me. So that starts really at the time of consultation. If I'm around and I'm called into the room, we spend a lot of time before the procedure even starts defining what their goals are, literally drawing on their heads and eyebrows, beards, to get a sense of what their goals are. We come up with a plan together before they get any kind of medicine that would help them to relax during the procedure. We want them to have their full faculties. So I enjoy that. I enjoy getting people calm and relaxed. That rapport is hugely important before, during, and after the procedure.
So one of the reasons I chose MAXIM and why I'm here the second time is because of this dream team that I have between Rhonda and Christine, and even Joseph's here today. They were here for the first part and now they're here for the second part. You don't get that with a lot of companies, so it's nice that they're here for this second part and they'll be here for another part if I decide to come back for another procedure, and you don't get that all the time. So it feels comfortable to know that they're with you throughout the procedure from the beginning till the end, and I feel like I'm supported and that I have the knowledge behind their procedures and their education, and they can take me through this process, and I don't feel alone, and I feel like I got a good team behind me and they know exactly what they're doing.
Most people by their 30s will start seeing some hair loss. The need for cost-effective and proven procedures is growing. MAXIM is creating solutions for the future, whether it be established hair transplant procedures such as FUT and FUE, or non-surgical restorative solutions. MAXIM is dedicated to providing personalized hair restoration solutions that are tailored to your hair loss condition and situation.
The hair restoration world is going in a terrific direction. There's a lot of new non-surgical research going on, such as growing actual follicles in a petri dish or cloning them, so people who can't get a transplant because they don't have the proper donor area could potentially get a single extraction in the future, and that can be amplified, and then we can do a full restoration. We just need to learn as an industry, how do we actually take that clone, implant it, and have the body accept it, because it is an organ. And once that happens, a lot of people who are traditionally not candidates will be able to finally receive their first transplant.
To learn more, contact us today.